Audible, sir.
Okay, what is the worst possible time? Worst possible, okay, not the time, the on resistance, on and of course pull up resistance and pull down resistance. Worst possible with these dimensions. See, if the WBL of this is 20, so I am saying that pull up resistance is RP. If the dimensions are 60, 60, 60, 60 in terms of WBL, what is the worst possible pull up resistance? Is it equal to RP or something different? Hello? Hello? Gauri? All of you are there? Now what?
Yes, sir.
What is the worst possible RPU? Is it RP or different? Is it equivalent to
R.
RP?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what are the best possible? Then what is the integral one? Shall I say it as RP by 3? RP by 3. This is also RP by 3, RP by 3 and RP by 3. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
What is the best possible? Best possible RPU. Is it not RP by 3 plus RP by 3 plus what? Plus what?
R. Yes,
RP
RP.
by 9. Am I correct? The best possible.
Yes, sir.
Why it is RP by 9?
All three.
All three are coming in series, that's why it will become RP by 9. Fine. Okay, what is the uh, worst possible here? Worst possible pull down. Is it RN?
RN. Yes, sir.
What are the best possible? What are the best possible
By
resistance?
3.
Uh-uh.
Rn by 3.
Rn by 3.
Rn by 3.
Rn, because this is also on, this is also on, this is also on, because each one is contributing. This is Rn, this is Rn, so this is Rn by 3, Rn by 3, Rn by 3 in series. This will also be Rn. So all three Rns are coming in parallel. It will be Rn by 3. Correct? So whenever we design anything, we always look for the worst possible case. Even in the worst possible case, I should have Rn. Even in the worst possible case, I should have Rp here. So the best is, okay, here you can see it is 2 Rp by 3 plus. Of course, it is certainly less than Rp. Here it is less than Rn, which will be Rn by 3. Correct? Okay, this is how we are going to size the transistor so that we can able to get the required value of pull up or pull down. Let me just go to next topic where we will be looking at the capacitances. So let me share the textbook to you so that you can able to share the content. Okay, it's here. Yeah, now this. Okay, I'm just showing you now the mass structure capacitances. Is this visible? I think it's perfectly visible. I'll make
Yes, sir.
this. Okay, I'll make this also fine. Okay, just have a look at this. Is this fine? This structure? Is this a MOSFET structure? Looking into this is the
Yes,
cross
sir.
section view. This is the top view. Polysilicon gate, source, drain. Can you see this is the width? This is the overall length of the transistor. Can you see this XDs? What is this XD? That is the overlapping region, overlapping of your gate and source with the gate. Sorry, drain and source with the gate. Can you see this is, if this is drain, There is some portion which is overlapped here. There is some portion which is overlapped with the source and the gate. Correct? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. No, because if you see this particular thing, this is gate structure, and beneath the gate you're going to have the oxide, and beneath that oxide you're going to have the N diffusion. Can you see there is a capacitance that is possible to be get formed, oxide capacitance? Can you see there is a CgSO, CgDOs? So what does CgSO stand for? It stands for capacitance between gate and source due to overlap. Capacitance between gate and drain due to overlap, which is nothing but, because we know that this Cox is the oxide capacitance per unit area. It is farad per meter square. If you want to get the absolute value of capacitance, which is in terms of farad, I need to multiply that with the area. What is the area of this capacitance? What is the length? What is the width of this overlap region? What is the length? Hello? Can somebody unmute and then say? Gauri? Yeah, what is the length of this particular? Can you see this overlapping region?
Yes, sir.
What is the length portion? What is the width? What is the length? Can you see this length XD? Hello?
Yes, sir.
What is the width? Width is W. Hello?
Yes, sir.
So, if you want to find what is the oxide capacitance, the overlap oxide capacitance between gate and source and gate and drain, we will going to multiply Cox with the area. Now the area of that overlapping region is XD into W, where XD is the length, W is the width. Especially, user will not have any control over this XD. See here, this okay. We intended to have. Okay, let me just share me the camera, and then what we wanted is we want to have a structure. This is my gate. This is what we wanted. Correct? This is source, drain. This is gate. Correct? This is what we wanted, no?
Yes, sir.
Actually, what happens during the fabrication, this slightly extends to this region, and this also extends to this region. This extension, no, this extension from here to here is not under the control of the user. Meaning I can't control, okay, I cannot have it to come here, I cannot have it to go here like this. I don't have any control over this overlapping region. This overlapping region is decided by the foundry people, or the people who are going to manufacture. So that's why while finding CgSO or CgDO, we will not multiply this Cox with what is this XD into W. We will not do this XD into W. What they will actually do is, what is this Cox actually? What is the overall unit of CgSO, CgDO? Unit wise?
Farad per meter square.
No. CgSO, CgDO. They are farad.
Farad.
They are farad. But this is per unit area capacitance. This is farad per meter square. Since it is farad per meter square, if I want to get it farad, I need to multiply this with the area. Correct? That area is this, what is that? XD into W. But unfortunately, XD is not in the control of the user. Only user has the control on the width. So these two entire thing, that is Cox into W, will be written as CO, and this is W. See now, what is this now? What was actually Cox? It was unit area capacitance. What is this now? Unit distance capacitance. If you want to get the absolute capacitance in terms of farad, you have to multiply this with the width, with the width of the transistor. I don't know whether you can able to remember the thing what we did in AMCD. In AMCD, so when you're asked to plot the frequency response of an amplifier, we used to write dot model so and so, no, CG SO is equal to so and so, something like, okay, 100 nano, and then we used to do it. And to calculate that F2 F3s, to calculate that CGSO CGDO, were we not multiplying this with the width? Will you remember?
Yes, sir.
Why you are remembering, sorry, why you are not remembering, why you are multiplying that with the width is because this is per unit distance capacitance. Let me just go back to, let me show you this, maybe, what is that, LT spice also, so that you can able to understand that. I think I can open that also. Okay, it is there. Let me just open that and then show you the unit. How do I share it? Share the content. Where is LT spice? LT spice is here. Can you see? I think you can able to see this. Let me go to help and help. Maybe topics. Just a minute. It's taking time. Okay. Where is MOSFET? Okay, model. List topics. I will go to MOSFET models. Can you? I think it's visible. Huh? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can you see this CGDO CGSO? See here. What is written?
Yes.
What is written?
Gate drain overlap capacitance per meter.
Per meter channel width.
Yes.
Per meter, you can see it is farad per meter. If you want to get exact capacitance value, I had to multiply this with the channel width. Correct?
Yes, sir.
That's why we are doing this. So where is that? That's why we are doing this, and that's why we have this also here. Can you see here? This is now C naught into W. Is it visible now?
Yes, sir.
CGSO, CGDOs are C naught into W. So what is this C naught now? What is C naught? It is
Capacitance
capacitance per
meter.
meter. So of course per channel width. Okay, fine. Now just have a look at this. What is this? Gate and the channel. CGC stands for capacitance between gate and channel during cutoff region, during resistive region, during saturation region. Would you able to understand these three diagrams?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. During cutoff region, you can see there is a source and drain. There is no channel formed. Correct? Even though there is channel formed or not, because of the physical structure of your MOSFET, there is a there is a capacitance, because you have the gate, you have the oxide layer, and you have the semiconductor. That is, MOS capacitor is there. Can you see the MOS capacitance is existing when it is in cutoff region, resistive region, as well as saturation region? Speak out. Just respond to me whether it is yes or no. Say something. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Can we see there is a capacitance between gate and channel, whether it is in cutoff region, resistive region, or saturation region? Is it there?
It is there, sir.
So what is that capacitance value? Can I write that capacitance value as Cox into W by L? Now you can see it is Cox into W by L. It is the entire gate and the channel. See, it is not that XD is not there. So let me just go to okay. I have this structure. This is gate, source, drain. This is your channel. Can you see this is metal, this is oxide, this is semiconductor. Because of this MO structure, so do you have this as a dimension? This is length, this is W, correct? So what is CGC now? Is it not Cox into area? What is the area now? What is the area of this entire region?
W into L.
It is
Width into length.
Cox W into L. Correct? Even though there is no channel formed, I'll going to have gate to channel capacitance. Because physically you have this oxide, physically you have this metal, gate, physically you have this semiconductor. Is it like having something like this? This is Cox and this is the gate, and this is your semiconductor. So because of this, I have this as gate to channel capacitance. That's what is being written here. Whereas what is this area? It is W into L. So that's what is mentioned here as Cox W into L. You can see it is written as CGCB. This CGCB is actually what? B stands for bulk. Between gate and channel, okay, CGC, because of the bulk region, because there is no channel formed. If I can just show you this, is there a channel formed here? Because it is in cutoff region. Hello.
No, sir.
So is this the bulk region? Bulk region is that whatever P substrate you have. So this is called as bulk region. You have metal oxide and the bulk, and the corresponding capacitance is Cox into W by. Fine. Next, whenever a transistor is get formed, so sorry, it's not the transistor, it is the channel.
Channel.
See now, the channel get formed. Now, do you have the gate to bulk capacitance? Because now bulk is not visible to this. Now bulk is not connected because you have a channel. You have a channel. So there is no CGCB now. CGCB will be 0 once the MOSFET turns on, because bulk is not connected. Correct? So if you can see this graph, can you see this graph here?
Yes, sir.
So this is VT. Till VT, you can see CG. This is what the gate to channel capacitance will be W into L into Cox. That is keep on reducing and it becomes almost 0. Which one? CGCB. Once a MOSFET turns on, can you see this CGCS and CGCD are half of W by L into Cox?
Yes, sir.
Let us see why it is half of. So let me just come over here. Let me share the camera. So earlier, without the channel, I had this capacitance of Cox into W into L. Correct? This was CGC.
Yes,
Now,
sir.
once a channel get formed, for our analysis, we will just divide this available capacitance between gate and channel, because this is now you have a channel. So you divide this into half. You give the credit of half of the capacitance to source, half of the capacitance to drain. So we will write CGS is equal to half of Cox W into L, and CGD is equal to half of Cox into W by. So because the overall capacitance between gate and channel still remains this, but it is now divided equally between the gate and the source. So that's why you can see this. See here. Can see both CGCS and CGCD. This is gate to channel capacitance towards the source side is half of the earlier value, and this is towards the drain, it is half. The summation of this is still Cox into W by. You can see gate to channel capacitance still remains the same throughout the region of operation, whether it is there in cutoff or switched on. So gate to channel capacitance is same. Gate to channel capacitance is before on state, it is due to bulk connection. See here, CGCB is this. Okay, why this CGCB is 0 0 here? Why these two are 0 0? Can somebody say? Why there is no gate to channel bulk capacitance is not there when the MOSFET is operating in resistive and saturation region? Why? Hello.
Because channel is formed
Because there
between.
is a channel in between the gate structure and the bulk. Correct? Because of that,
Yes.
there is these two capacitances are zero. And why these two are zero here? CG, CS and CG, CDs are 0 here in cutoff region. Hello. Why it is 0 means because there is no channel.
No channel.
Because in cutoff region, since there is no channel, whatever gate to channel capacitance you have, it is only with respect to bulk. It is not with respect to source or not with respect to drain. Correct? So whatever CG/CB you had is now CGC. That is gate to channel capacitance. These two are same. Can you see what is the overall gate capacitance? Can you see this overall gate capacitance is gate to channel capacitance plus two overlap capacitances. If I just go back here, if I go back to this, can you see there are totally three capacitances. One is between gate and the channel, and there is a overlap capacitance here. There is one more overlap capacitance here. So that's why I have, you can see this is due to what? This is due to what? This is due to what?
Gate.
Bulk,
Gate,
sir.
Capacitance
gate and the
bulk.
bulk. Gate and the bulk. How about these two? How about why it is two times? Why it is two? Why it is two? Because overlapping is happening on either side of the channel, that is on towards the source side as well as towards the drain side. So what is the unit of this COX here? Hello.
Farad per meter square.
Farad per meter square. This is in farad. So overall CG is in terms of farad. So this is multiplied by area, whereas this is multiplied by the width, Now just come down to resistive region. Why it is 0 means because there is a channel formed. Why it is by 2 by 2? Because now it is equally divided between both of them, that is source and drain. And can you see now CGC is actually the combination of these two. It is CGCS plus CGCD, which is equal to again the previous value. Can you see the overall capacitance? What the overall capacitance? It is as in the previous case. Just see the last one. Is this 0 fine?
Yes, sir.
Why?
Because there
Channel
also.
is found.
There is a channel there. And why this is 0 for saturation region? Okay, let me just go back here also. Why this is 0? Of course, look at this. Why CG CD is 0? Why this CG CD is 0?
Because current would. There would be flow of current, flow of charges from drain to source.
Okay, any other reason? Of course, it will be certainly electrons are moving from source to drain, that is always there because MOSFET is on means. But here you can see it is equally divided between this and this. But here especially CG CD has become 0, whereas you have some larger value. Just have a look at this. Saturation region. If you can carefully look at this, between under saturation region, between gate and drain, you don't have a channel. Correct? Because when it has reached saturation region, it is pinched off. When it is pinched off, you don't have a channel there. So since you don't have channel, that gate to channel capacitance towards the drain side, it is not there. So that's why it is 0. Can you see it is 0 here? It is 0 because the channel is pinched off towards the drain side as the capacitor is now in the saturation region. Now, since it is in saturation, here it is pinched off. But here you can see the capacitance is not fully given to the source side. It is 2/3 of Cox into W by L is given onto the source side. You can see the entire capacitance, entire CGC is not given here. Only 2/3 of that is given here. Of course, 1/3 is somehow it's like missing it out. So can you see this now? Okay, let me just show you this. Is this now clear? This is 0,
Yes.
fine. Why this is 0? Because it
Sir,
is, yeah,
sir, how that one will be exactly 2/3, sir?
that's what. It is not exactly 2/3 upon doing the parametric analysis. Assume that okay, they have actually measured it and then did the readings and all those things. It was coming very close to 2/3 of Cox into WL. There is no theoretical proof that okay, why it is 2/3 of ECC. Sorry, 2/3 of Cox into WL. But when they actually measured the values, it was coming close to 2/3 of Cox into WL. But of course, here it is 0. Here it is 0.
Sir,
Yeah.
like there it is 0, no, sir.
Hmm.
It can even connect to the bulk. Like as in cutoff, we had no channel. There it would be pinched off, no, sir.
But here in this case, you will have the depletion region also, because there is a depletion region beneath that channel. No, still bulk
Yes.
is not visible. The bulk is not connected to your gate structure. There, you will have a depletion region, because before it goes to such before once before the channel get formed, you're going to have a depletion region. No?
Yes, sir.
So only when the depletion region overcomes, you'll have this. That's why we'll not have the capacitance towards the bulk. And of course, when they're talking about the bulk, they consider the entire region. See here, they'll consider the entire region. Here you'll be having actually the depletion region also. So that's why they are making the bulk CGCB is written as 0 here. Is written as 0 because there will be some depletion region. Here why it is 0 means the channel is not existing. Why it is 2/3 is because the entire channel is not existing towards the source side. They are, of course it is by measurements they take it as 2/3 of what is that gate capacitance. Well, that is Cox into W. How about this overall capacitance? Is this fine?
Yes, sir.
CGC plus twice the oxide capacitance. Sorry, overlap capacitance. And okay, can you just have a look at this now? Okay, can you just assume this as the structure of your source or the drain? This is your gate. Underneath you're going to have the channel. Can you see there is some overlap? Can you see this is what they are trying to showcase is they are trying to show the extended or the zoomed version of this particular region. They want to show the zoomed version of this region. So that's what is this here. Can you see here? There is a side wall. This is the width of the transistor. Again, you can see user will not have the control over this length of your source or the drain. User will not have the control over this dimension. That is, what is the depth of your what I mean to say is, suppose if you have a transistor formed, how do you write the transistor? You write the transistor this way. This is gate. You don't have control. You don't have control over this, and you don't have control over this, and you don't have, of course, maybe, of course, you'll certainly have control over this because that depends on your mask. You don't have control over this, and you don't have control over this. This is the depth, and this is the lateral diffusion. So you will not have control over this and this. What we have seen is Cox, that is oxide capacitances, which is due to the dielectric constant and of course the thickness of your oxide layer. Now we are looking into a different type of capacitance, which is called as junction capacitance. Can you see there is a junction capacitance possible? Why there is a junction capacitance possible? What is the material here? What is the material? If it is NMOS, NMOS FET,
Yes, sir.
P substrate,
it is P minus. How about this?
N plus.
Can you
In
see there is a
plus.
NP? Because of this NP, when you have a P and N junction, can you see there is a depletion region formed? There is some capacitance Cj, junction capacitance. That will be get formed here in each and every diffusion. That is, if you have a drain or a source, there is a junction capacitance along with the oxide capacitance. So whatever we have seen so far was the oxide capacitance. Now we're going to have a look at the junction capacitance. The junction capacitance is due to the source and the drain along with the substrate. Now let us see again for this what is that junction capacitance also we're going to have Cj into area, correct? Cj into area. Okay, let me just show you that. Let me take it to this. Can you see this now? C diffusion. What is the C diffusion? It is the capacitance due to diffusion of N and P, because you have a P here, you have a N here. Because of this, there's a diffusion capacitance. That diffusion capacitance, I'm writing it as bottom and side wall. What is this bottom and side wall? See here, if this is bottom, suppose, shall I say this white is P minus, correct? Hello, hello, Gauri.
Yes.
Shall I say at the bottom you have the P minus and you have the bottom portion of your diffusion, will it be N plus?
Yes, sir.
Because of that, will you have the entire bottom of your N, or the source of the drain, will it have some junction capacitance? That is
Yes,
what
sir.
is called as C bottom. C bottom. And can you see the side walls? What are the side walls here? This is one side wall, this is one side wall, this is third side wall. Why we are not considering the other side wall here, this side wall? We are not considering this side wall because that will be helping to form the channel. There'll be no junction capacitance here. Junction capacitance is there in this side wall, and this side wall. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Because there are actually 4 sides for this particular diffusion, 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one that is beneath this. But I will not be considering this side wall for junction capacitance, because that will not be contributing to the capacitance formation, because that will be helping us to make that will be a part of your channel. Now you can see C bottom plus C SW. What this SW stands for? Side wall. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Now this C bottom is junction capacitance multiplied by the area. Of course, as I said here, Cj multiplied by area. So what is the area of the bottom? Area of the bottom is this, Ls into W. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Can you see here? C bottom is equal to Cj W into Ls. That's what is written here. Cj into Ls into W is C bottom. How about side wall? Side wall, you can see. Side wall is also Cj into Xj into Ls. Correct? What is the area of this side? What is the area of this side?
Xj into Ls.
Xj into Ls. What is the area of this side?
Xj into W.
How about this side?
Same, sir. Xj into Ls.
Ls.
Can I write this is the overall perimeter of the sidewall?
Hmm.
Why it is 2Ls plus W into Cj SW? You can see there is no Xj. Why the Xj is not there? Now this Cj was junction capacitance per unit area, whereas Cj SW is junction capacitance per unit distance. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Why? Okay. What is the other unit you are missing out here? Other unit missing out is this Xj. As I said, Xj is not in the control of the user. That's why the foundry people, while giving, can you see here? Cj SW is equal to Cj SW dash into Xj. CJXW is this is per unit. This is per unit area capacitance. This is per unit area capacitance multiplied by XJ will become per unit perimeter. Is that fine here? It
Yes,
is
sir.
2LS plus W into CJSW. So what is the unit of this CJ now? What is the unit of CJ?
Farad per meter square.
Meter square.
Why it is LS into W? What is LS now? LS is this. W is this. Why it is 2 LS is because it is this side wall and that side wall. Why it is plus W is it is this plus W. In all the three cases, the depth is XJ, 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 that is already taken care in this CJSW. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now you can see. These are all the overall capacitances that are there. Now, what all capacitance that we considered so far? This C diffusion, are they all with respect to bulk? Because I just showed you here, this capacitance is between what? Drain and the bulk, source and the bulk. Correct?
Yes, sir.
That's why you have this. Can you see now? CDB, CSB, CGS, CGD and CGB.
Sir?
Is this fine now?
Yes, sir.
CGS, you can see CGS is CGCS plus CGSO, because there is a gate to channel capacitance and overlap capacitance. Same here. How about this? CGB is that is between bulk and the gate. How about this? CSB and CDB, they are all diffusion capacitances. Okay, let me just, okay, fine. Suppose if I ask you to write what is the capacitance of a MOSFET. Okay, I will write the inverter now. What is, because I used to always say no. So there is a capacitance to which it will charge and it will discharge, even though you are not physically connecting a capacitor. When we actually did that, okay, simulation, no, what is that, using microwind, did we actually put any capacitor there exclusively, lumped capacitance?
No, sir.
We didn't put, but still it was taking some time to charge and discharge. Let us see from where that capacitance will come from. So if you take a single single MOSFET, do we have capacitances like this? Sorry. Okay, if I say this is the bulk, this is what? CGD, CGS, CSB, CD. Correct?
Yes, sir.
There is a bulk here. There is a bulk here. Can I write a capacitance like this, like this, like this, like this? You have lots of capacitance. What are these capacitances called? What are these capacitances called?
Parasitic.
Parasitic capacitance, because they're not exclusively put there because of the structure they have. Whatever CGD, CGS you have, they're all oxide capacitance. Correct? What about these two?
Diffusion capacity.
Junction capacitance, okay, or diffusion capacitance. They are due to junction which will be formed due to the diffusion of n-type material onto p. Correct. Now, when you have an inverter, of something like this, I will say there is an internal capacitance C in. I will say there is a C out. There is a C out. So what is the C in and C outs now? So this is how, okay, there are so many capacitance of that. So what is C in C out? They are actually capacitance from this CGS, because for capacitance this VDD will look like ground. So this CGS, this, okay, when you have a capacitance something like this, using Miller's theorem, can I able to split this into onto this side as well as onto that side?
Yes, sir.
So that is, you're going to have a overall capacitance due to this CGD, CGS of both NMOS and PMOS will be the effective capacitance. And here, whatever you have a bulk now, so you have bulk here. This is from drain to bulk, source to bulk. So these are the capacitance which is going to form the output
Yeah.
capacitance. When we actually do the simulation here, suppose if I okay, I think you might have noticed when we are changing the W by L of the transistor along with RP, there was a change in the capacitance also. If I can, okay, how do you say is, suppose if your TR was something like 14 nanosecond, 40 nanosecond or picosecond, if you want to reduce this, if I increase the width, does the resistance reduce?
Yes, sir.
Suppose if I increase the width by 2 times, this may come to 8 nanosecond. But along with that, you might have seen that TF was also changing. But you are changing the width of only P transistor. So when you change the width, does the capacitance also change? Of course, we never thought of changing the capacitance because of the parasitics. When you change the width along with the resistance, the capacitance also changes. So that's why if you are simply changing the width, it's not only the resistance that is going to change, it is the capacitance also that matters. Now here we actually wrote these dimensions. So I can also find out what is the capacitance of okay, if I write for this inverter, if this is suppose if I say this is C inverter out, and if you have a 2 input NAND gate, this is not 9, this is NOR. If this is 10 20, so I will say this. So I'm just looking at what is this, not seeing, okay, C inverter out, what is C NOR out. This is A, B, this is A, B. Should it be 10, 10? And should it be 40, 40? Correct? Assume
Yes.
that C inverter out is due to Cn plus Cp. Assume that, okay, this is Cn is due to this capacity, sorry, this MOSFET, and Cp is due to this MOSFET. On the same lines, can you say what is C NOR, okay, C NOR out? Shall I say it as 2 times Cn plus 2 times Cp?
Yes, sir.
Why? Why it is 2 now?
CP ಅಲ್ವಾ
Uh-huh.
ಸರ್ CP by 2 ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್, ಅದು ಸೀರೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಡಿವೈಡ್ by 2 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
We'll see. That's what. So here you can see what was RPU. If RPU is RP, what is RPU here? Is it RP now? Are they same? These two RPs. Correct.
Yes, sir.
Why?
So W by L we have
W of
increased.
this is doubled. Okay, how about this? I am just talking about, of course, here there is no worst case. So this is RPD is equal to RN. Shall I say RPD worst is RN here? Worst.
Yes, sir.
Now, this is about the resistance. How about the capacitance? Now, at this point, do you have a capacitance due to this transistor which is having exactly CN contribution? Because the dimension of this is 10, is also 10. What the contribution by this MOSFET? It is CN.
CM.
How about this? This is also CN because the dimension is so. Do you have two capacitors coming in parallel? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why it is 2CN. This is 2CN because there are two identical dimension transistors are connected in parallel at this junction. Next, why it is 2 CPs? Can you see the dimension of this transistor and this transistor? Suppose if this is giving CP, can you see the dimension of this is twice of it? Is the width doubled compared to this? Is it not? No, I'm just talking about at this junction. Is it not 2 times the CP which was due to 20 as a W bell? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
This is 2 because you have two transistors. This is 2 because the dimension is 2 times the PMOS, and this is nowhere coming in contributing to Cout because this is in a different node. Correct? This is not connected to this node. You can see this capacitance, this capacitance, this capacitance all are in parallel. That's why I'm writing plus. Even though
Sir, but
you
both the bulks are shorted now, sir.
where
A and B.
A and B, no, usually you can short the bulbs, but what is the capacitance here? It is from this junction to this junction. Can you see it is still here? One terminal may be here. How about this terminal? It is not at this point. It is not at this point with respect to ground. Am I correct?
Oh, okay, sir.
Because we are looking at the capacitance at this output junction because this is a different junction. That's why even if you make the dimensions simply double or the as per your requirement, because of capacitance value you may not exactly get the same rise time fall time. If you want to still get same rise time fall time, you may have to slightly change the W of the transistor so that you can get it close to it. So getting the point now? Now, what we have learnt now is we also learnt that a different parasitic capacitance of the MOSFET. So let me just go back to this and then try to recap it. Okay, this is what is. We have different capacitances. One is due to the oxide, which is purely due to, of course, it's a different regions of operation. If it is cut off, how it looks like, if it is resistive, and if it is in saturation region. And you can see this graph. Can you see this graph? Will you appreciate this? This is with respect to VGS. This is gate to channel capacitance. So this is keep reducing, it becomes 0. You can see this CGZP once turns on, uh, overall gate to channel capacitance towards the bulb becomes 0. But once the MOSFET turns on, whatever capacitance you have to the source and drain, it will be equally divided. Here we are not considering about what is, you can see here VDS is 0. Can you see this VDS 0?
Yes, sir.
VDS 0 corresponds to something like this. Correct? You can say whatever capacitance you have is divided equally between source and the drain. That's why you can see it is CGCS is equal to CGCD, which is exactly half of that. If you add these two, it will again become full, that is W by L into Cox. See this now, CGS as a function of degree of saturation. You can see now it is VDS divided by VGS minus VTH. Suppose if it is 1, what does this 1 means? Suppose the ratio of this is equal to 1 means what? CD by VGS, sorry, VDS by VGS minus VT is equal to 1 means what? The MOSFET is in saturation. Anything lesser than that, what does it mean? Here, suppose the value is something like 0.75. Suppose this ratio is 0.75, what does it mean?
Linear region.
MOSFET is still in linear region. See here, if VDS, if this ratio is 0 means you are there in the, of course, when VDS is 0, you can see both Cox into W by okay, it is, both of them are contributing same. You can see this CG, CS and CG, CD are both are half of W by L into Cox. As the channel starts pinching off, you can see CG, CD is becoming almost 0. And you can see this is going to 2/3 of that Cox into W by L. Getting that point? Why it is going towards, so this is exactly being represented here. Can you see that this is in saturation region, this is 2/3, in resistive region it is this. So shall I say this is resistive region somewhere here? So both are same. As you are moving towards the saturation region, CG, CS is increasing towards 2/3, whereas this CG, CD is going towards 0, because there is no more channel existing towards the drain side. The overall CGC will going to slightly reduce. Overall CGC will going to slightly reduce. This CGC is nothing but the addition of this plus this. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just carefully have a look at all these things, because may be a part of your test. Will not be same questions will be asked, of course, revolving around here. Okay, so this is what sidewall capacitance. We're going to have bottom as well as sidewall. In case of bottom, we're going to have both W as well as LS. In the sidewall, of course, this length is not in our control. That's why this will be a part of the unit per unit distance capacitance. Whereas for the bottom, it is per unit area capacitance. So you will write it as 2 LS plus W into the sidewall capacitance. So that's what is mentioned here. What is that here? This is Cj into Ls into W. This is Cj sidewall into, so this is for the bottom transistor, sorry, bottom region. This is for the sidewall region. So can you see this is the entire perimeter except the region, the width towards which side? Channel side. It's not 2Ls plus 2W, it is 2Ls plus W only. Okay. So then that's it for today and for the for the test. Okay, what all things we have covered so far? I don't care how many questions I can able to do it from this. If you can remember, what all things we are taught in this particular. We started with. Did I do MOS capacitor? Hello. Region of operations, inversion, depletion,
No,
Madilala.
sir.
Okay, we have done how to write the schematic for a given Boolean expression, and then you have been asked to, of course, you know okay, how to write the Euler's path, and then try to write the layout, correct?
Yes, sir.
And then this resistance scaling up for these things. Did we talk about the what is that process? Okay, how to make the transistor? Different process involved in making the transistor.
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Lambda based rule.
Okay,
no,
lambda based rule, fine. And then I think that's it. Very less portion for me for the test. Let me see. Okay then. So all the best for your test. Do well. Thank you.